something a little bit different this time. I'm across in Holland for a little stint now, and a lovely place called Carp Valley. And a friend of mine from years ago, Roy Alofs, I knew his father Rob, and we fished together many years ago on the 20 Canal, probably 30 years ago. Anyway, Roy is his son, and we kept in touch, and he said there's a lake opening up over here. It's not open yet, but it's due to open in the next few months, maybe next year, I'm not sure exactly when, but sometime in the near future. And he said, you know, do you want to come across and have a little go at it? And I said, yeah, you know, time's limited as always, but I've got a few days spare, actually going on to Carplantis in a couple of days' time. So it's a perfect time to nip over here for a few days and have a go on here. Now, we've actually come up from Belgium. We fished on one of the other waters, the Surf Syndicate, and I didn't do any filming on there, which was a shame really, because it went really well. In the 5 days I had on there, I ended up with 12 fish and some real crackers amongst them. And I didn't really see that coming. It's normally a lot more difficult than that, so like I say, I didn't film them. And I wish I had, but there we go, I didn't do it. The facilities here are absolutely lovely. There's a lovely little chalet house right on the edge of the lake, and there's quite a few carp in here. It's been stocked this year, and yeah, some of them are small obviously still, but there is a number of fish in here. Actually, they go up to 50 pounds, so there's some big ones in here as well, and there's some lovely scaly ones, there's some linears. So hopefully I'm going to see some of the pretty ones. It'd be nice to get a big one, but you know, that'd be asking a bit too much, I think. You never know. But hopefully I can see 1 or 2 fish. That's the aim. Like I say, I haven't got long here. I've only got 3 nights fishing. So if I can get a carp or 2 in that time, I'll be more than happy. But it's lovely just being here actually. It's a little bit, you can probably hear the road nearby. That's going to be altered in the coming months. They're putting a diversion around, so that's going to quieten down anyway. But you soon get used to it actually. Well, I come from near Heathrow, so I'm used to a bit of noise anyway. But actually it's really lovely here. I'm just sitting here, you can't see it from here, but I'm overlooking the lake, and yeah, it's just very, very nice. It feels very chilled, very chilled. So there we go, yeah. It's only 3 nights. It's all a bit crammed into the schedule, as seems to be the case a lot these days, but I'll give it my best shot and see if we can get a result out of this. So yeah, let's see what happens. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here.
A misty morning in Holland, but a good one anyway. Just had a fish, so just getting the rod back out. This one was one of the furthest rods actually, just up past these middle islands. It's a nice lake anyway, enjoying fishing here so far. I've only got a few nights, but it's nice and peaceful. Apart from the road, it's lovely. It's lovely here.
Got the first one anyway. And yes, it's a strange one I suppose, with the lakes that are fairly new, been stocked not too long ago. You expect it to be easier than what they are, and I know speaking to Roy, he said, yeah, you know, you think it's going to be easy, and it's not. And well, but we have got one. It's the first full morning on the lake. A bit late setting up. We've got to set up about 11 o'clock yesterday morning, I suppose. Nothing through the night. Thought we might get one, but anyway, just now it's gone off, and got a proper scrapper as well. But little scopette squid snowman. Yeah, on one of the longer rods just up past the islands. That's where they thought we might get one, and sure enough, they were right. But yeah, it's nice to get off the mark. We haven't blanked, we've got one. It's only a short trip, expecting to get loads, but hopefully 1 or 2 more will be nice. But there we go, we've got one anyway. There's a couple of nice spacious swims on here, basically one covering each half of the lake. This one covers the top half of the lake near the chalet, and there's another one past the islands that covers the bottom half. And they're both actually really nice spacious swims, all kitted out with cradles and slings, landing nets, even a barrow, although you can boat the gear to the swim. Thankfully on this trip we've been granted permission to fish from the chalet, as we're only here for 3 nights. Otherwise it'd actually be quite nice to fish from one of these swims, and certainly if there's a couple of pairs of anglers on here, then the swims are the best option. But yeah, they're nice. If I come back again I wouldn't mind fishing one of these, but for the time being I'm quite happy in the chalet as well, saying that. Well, the mist has cleared and the sun's come out now, which is nice. This is supposed to be the best day of the week, and yes, it's lovely now that that cold mist has gone. Yeah, second one of the day. We literally just moved a rod and put it much closer in, and in shallower water as well. It's very shallow water, and it was only there about 10-15 minutes. That was all it was. And off it's gone with this one. And I knew there were some of these lovely scaly ones in here, and I was hoping to see one, and sure enough here it is. So, you know, after a sort of tough start, a tough sort of 20 hours or something without a bleep, we've now had 2 in a couple of hours. So yeah, very happy with this one anyway. It's not a big one, I suppose. I've weighed it in kilos, so it equates to about 18-19 pound, but it's a lovely fish, and yeah, I'm very pleased to see them. So, and as usual, we're starting to piece a few things together. So, yeah, maybe there'll be a few more, but yeah, pleased with this one anyway. There we go. First Dutch carp. Question your scope rods.
Yes.
And yeah, what a beauty as well. What a lovely fish to get off the mark with.
Lovely, yeah, dainty. I'm well pleased with that. I'm glad I got him on the rods as well. It was lovely to play it on.
And on that spot where everyone says they never see any carp, you said,
that's right,
I want
yes.
one over there by that silver birch. So put one over there and hey presto, there we go. Dutch fully scaled mirror. What a beauty. Well done.
Thank you, Pet, for the help.
Well done you.
Right.
Well, it's a lovely evening now. Of course, still warm, but just got that nice evening chill to it. It's lovely now. Just putting this little rod back out. Not putting them to any precise area, but just over here by this silver birch. Well, and there we go. Just literally spooked one down there. And that's why we're putting the bait here, because for some reason the fish like it around this area. They keep coming. We noticed them showing around here earlier, and when I walked past there was one fizzing down here. So there's something about this little area. We spoke to a couple of the members. They come by, father and son. God, look, I've just spooked it again down there. I don't know if you can see that big fizz in the cloud. Anyway, I've ruined the spot no doubt, but obviously they like it here. But yeah, I was speaking to a father and son, and they said, oh, we never see fish in this area. Well, they're certainly in now anyway. That's the rig. It's just a a 4.5 ounce inline little well, it's a little snowman with a half a dumbbell pop up, 15mm, so it's only a little bait, not a big one. I don't know why, it just feels the right sort of time and place for smaller baits. I don't know why, sometimes you just get a feel for these things. And it's not deep here. I'll just lower that down. Yeah, it's nice and hard there. But yeah, not very deep, probably 2 foot there. But it's enough. It's where they're getting in, so. And this is some of the seed they actually feed them with on site, so it made sense to actually soak up a bit of that and use it ourselves. So yeah, if that's what they're used to finding normally, then why not give them some of it? So yeah, there's a bit of that going round. They definitely like that. This is going to be out for the night now, so give them plenty to get on with, and then just a few Scope X squids around it, again 15mm, just scattered, nothing too precise. They're coming in all up and down this shallow shelf. You can actually see there, just up there, that's one of the swims that normally gets fish, which would probably explain why they don't normally see that many fish here. If someone's in that swim, then the fish probably don't get down here that much. But because it's empty, I don't think anyone was on last week, so because that area's been left empty, the fish are getting down into here. Well, we've had 4 fish now, and this little spot's produced 2 of them. So there we go. You know, we've fished all the spots we were told to fish, and you know, the other 2 fish, that's where they've come from. But this is a little spot where we've just seen them now, thought it was worth a go, and sure enough it was. Yeah, not recommended by anyone, quite the opposite in fact. Like I say, they said they've never normally seen fish here, but at the moment they're there, and that's where the bait is, and it's done 2 fish now today, so there we go. Back to base now, get the kettle on. Look at that, little bit of carp heaven that is. What a lovely place to spend a few days. Well, afternoon action, and this fish has absolutely tore off right up the lake. Hooked, well, just beyond where we're going through this gap here, and it's absolutely tore off. The time I could get in the boat, it's gone right up there somewhere. Funny enough, Roy Alof's, it's his birthday today, and he's literally just turned up with his girlfriend, his little daughter, just having a bit of cake. Thankfully I just managed to finish mine, and he was saying it'd be nice to get an afternoon fish, and I said, don't know, maybe, you never know, and yeah, off it's gone out of the blue. As I was trying to catch it up with the engine on, it was just swimming away from me. We've ended up right at the top end here. But there we go. I think it's a common. On a little pop-up, this one. And I was thinking about changing it actually. Oh no, it's a mirror. Nicely hooked in the bottom lip. Yeah, the other 2 fish have both been on snowmen, so I was thinking about changing them. all to snowmans, and this one's just gone off with on a pop-up, so there we go. A nice Dutch mirror.
Well, that was a surprise in the middle of the afternoon. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest, especially after a quiet night. But there we go. The little pop-up worked. Ow. Yeah, I was thinking about changing the pop-up over to a snowman, as that's what worked earlier. And there we go. The pop-up went off. Nice little mirror. About £23. And yeah, it's going alright actually, because I know there's a lot of small mirrors in here that were stocked, and when they're on the munch they can be a bit of a pest. So if you're getting those all the time, it's a bit like getting plagued by tench, I suppose, or brie. But as it happens, none of them are showing up at the moment, which is great. Yeah, they're all down a little bit. Looking through the book of all these when they were stocked, they're all down a little bit, but it is August, there's summer weights, so that's par for the course on any lake really this time of year. But they're all scrapping like a good one, and they're all very nice, so there we go, it's all good. Well, all three rods have gone off this morning in quite quick succession. It's funny, a slight change in conditions, bit of rain moving in now. Thankfully it's just holding off at the moment, but as soon as that front moved in, the fish obviously loved that, and all three rods went off. Three nice fish as well. This one was, well, just under £30, but 29.12 this one. Well, that's the smallest of the bunch, maybe the prettiest, but £23, 23.12 this one. Well, and this is the pick of the morning's action, and well, the best one we've had at the moment. A lovely, very pale again, but cracking mirror, 35.12, and come from a really nice little spot that Joan wanted me to put a bait to, so I'll put one there. And it's like a little channel between the island and the bank, and it looks like the sort of area where people don't normally fish. Certainly from the swims, it's round the back where you can't normally get to. So yeah, it's quite often the way, they're little out of the way places where no one fishes. That's where they like to get the big uns, and sure enough, that's where this one come from. 35.12, little out of the way spot, away from the normal sort of areas, and yeah, done the trick. Lovely. What a cracking fish. Lovely one, this one, on the last morning, little dumpy 25-pounder, packing up time just about, but there was time for just one more fish, and actually the first common as well, not big, and £19, there we go, nice little thing anyway. It's been great here, we've had a great time actually. I feel really tired, as all the action sort of come early morning. We've had, I think, 9 fish, so yeah, it's been nice action. Well, there we go, time to move on now. On to Carplantis, which is only an hour and a half up the road, and see our old mate Coos, and see how we get on now. Looking forward to that. But yeah, it's been fun here, it's a lovely place, and I'm sure I'll be back here sometime. Well, it's nice to be back here at Carplantis. It's a few years since we've been here. Actually, the last time we was here it wasn't even open, so we had the whole lake to ourselves, and we did alright actually. It was a bit more basic then, and now it's open. You know, there's more people on there, but it's got more facilities. The boats they've got here now are available for rent every week, and they've got engines and sounders that come as standard with them. So you know, it's all kitted out well. Also, there's power in every swim now. There's electric points in every swim, and also the clubhouse is completed with a nice shower and toilet, coffee machine. It's all done very nicely actually, and that's all sort of been added since we was here last. So yeah, there's certainly more to it. There's been a few fish added since the last time as well. Of course, those fish have been put under pressure more over time. Anglers are here every week now. But you know, there's been a few out. There was a few out last week apparently, and we went in the draw for swims. Come out last as usual. That's the way it is with draws. But we've got a swim in the far corner from called Neptune, and it would have been my second choice swim, I suppose. So I'm quite happy to be in here. And yeah, it's August, it's quite warm at the moment, bit of rain forecast, so we've got some carpy conditions coming, but it's nice to be back here. No, it's a lovely lake this, deep, but nice and mature, some cracking fish in here, and yeah, there's a good chance of seeing one or two this week, hopefully. I don't think it's going to be easy, it's not a place where you come and catch loads, but like I say, there are some nice ones here, so you know, if we can just see a couple of fish, I'll be very happy, and maybe, you know, a nice one or two. But yeah, it's nice to be here anyway.
It's a little bit different doing it in someone else's boat. The boats are all supplied at Carplantis, and they're big old things, but big, sturdy and safe. Feels a little bit like the QE2 after using little boats, but they're good boats, that's for sure. Well, I'm just putting this one back out. That's something else I should say. He has a mat and a sling in the boat, so when you go out and play a fish, you can put it in the mat straight away and whiz back. It's all very well organised actually. Sounder in here. Now it's set up in metres, and let me see, I'm looking really to go in about 8 metres, which is roughly about 28 foot, I suppose, 27, 28 foot. It drops off quick, you can see the bank there, and the margins are good in the night especially, but in the day they go off into deeper water, and you see there already 7.88 metres, so there we are. Yeah, dropping off very quick, nearly, well, 9 now, so that's too deep. Don't want to go in 9, just take it back to 8, and there we are. Yeah, it's almost like a ledge there, drops off very quick. As long as it's around that, I'll drop it down. There we go. Nothing unusual there. If you've watched any videos of mine, that's pretty much bog standard Fang Uni, little snowman, but with a dumbbell, inline 5-ounce lead. Right, drop it down. Some of the bottom in this depth is soft, but there is plenty of sort of hard bits out there as well. Yeah, that's almost sort of in between really, but it's not plugging in. Yeah, that's not bad actually. These boats do hold steady in the water a lot better. That's one good thing about sort of heavyish boats. Well, the first one, and it feels a bit strange doing it in the dark, but here we go. Nice. £40 8-ounce mirror anyway, and come from right in the margins over there. I'd had a couple of rods, well I had all rods actually in deep water, nothing the first night and day, and I certainly heard and saw fish jumping in the margins to my right, so I put one rod over there just in 6 foot, and sure enough it's just gone off. Even while I was playing it actually, I heard other fish showing out there, and even while I've just been getting this ready, I've heard another couple of fish over in the shallows there, so certainly this time of night anyway they're in the shallow water, and I'm going to get the rod back out as I think there may be another chance. Apparently they go down deeper in the day, but well anyway, we're off the mark. This is the first one, and a nice one, a 40. So, happy days. Right, time for a fresh bait anyway, and as per usual really, I'm sticking with the snowman rig. Use that a lot. I've got one rod on the pop-up actually, but the ones that are produced have been the snowmans as per usual, but with a slight little twist, nothing that different, but I'm using a 15mm round scopex squid for the bottom bait, but for the topper I'm going for a little dumbbell, a little fluoro yellow dumbbell, which, you know, when you put them both together it looks a little bit odd actually, a dumbbell and a round bait, but then that's why you don't see a lot of people using it, and sometimes just something a little bit different just, well, gives you a slight edge, you know, but then you know, this game's all about fractions. When the fish are pressured like they are here really, you know, they see pressure every week of the season, so something just that little bit different might just help a little bit. So yeah, that's sort of what I do, well, in tricky situations, a little dumbbell and a little round bait, and it has worked in the past. You know, that's one little trick that does work for me, a round bottom bait and a little dumbbell topper for the snowman. Just started chucking it down with rain, so I'm not going to hang about, but got the first one from the deeper water. All along I planned to fish the deeper water really, in about 6-7 metres, you know, 25-28 foot, and yeah, I've still got rods in that depth, but they've been quiet up till now. You know, I moved a couple shallow and that worked, but yeah, the first one of the deep ones, this was 33 1/4, this one. I mean, they're fit, but they're lovely fish, these Carplantis fish. I'm going to get this one back because it's starting to rain, and get under cover. It's nice how he's positioned the swims on this lake actually. There's a swim in each corner of the lake rather than having swims along the banks themselves. There's our swim in one corner, over there, right up in the far one behind the pump system there, and over there. And it works quite well because what it does, being positioned in the corner, it gives you a margin each side, so each swim is for 2 anglers, so you can have 8 anglers a week on here, and one angler can fish along a margin each, so you know, it gives you a margin each, and it gives you a few areas of open water as well, but it works quite well. And in most lakes I've fished, you'll always have swims along the banks themselves, not in the corners. And so doing it this way, it's a little bit different, but it works well.
Well, it's certainly worth moving a couple of rods to the shallower water anyway, because this was the second one from the shallow spots. Only in about 5 or 6 foot I could see a little clear spot on the bottom, and I just dropped the bait onto there, and sure enough this one's gone off. 42.5, lovely cracking mirror, well pleased with this one. I could hear quite a few fish jumping through the night, and they sounded quite close as well, quite a few of them, so there's plenty about. And well, we found where they want to feed in the darkness anyway, so there we go. Good stuff, nice fish. Well, it's early morning and that's the end of another trip. It's been a great trip, it's been a long one, starting off in Belgium and up to Carp Valley and then on to Carplantis here. But it's been slow the last few days, didn't have anything the last few days, but it's been lovely as always. And yeah, we're all packed up nice and early, back at the clubhouse, just trying for a quick wash and brush up now and a coffee, and we'll be on our way. It's about 5 hours now, down to Calais, get the train home, and yeah, do all the things that I need doing at home. But it's been a great trip, so shame to go as always, but there we go. All good things come to an end, but I'll see you next time on the bank.